Good day, we are Exotic Pet Express, and today we will be showcasing our database for our company.
Please do remember that all these queries are just a summary of a much larger group of queries that we have. So these are just more of the important functionalities that we have that we are going to be showing you today.
Here are our insert statements. This will be used to populate our database, and it has been successfully populated. I will now give over to Kiara, my colleague, to explain the select statements.
Thank you, Ethan. As you said, these are our select statements. This is what we use to filter, well, to look at all the data, especially like the first one here, because we want to see what has exactly happened during the adoption rates. Then we also want to keep track of our adoption agents because this is a relatively big business, especially the language feature because being in the Rainbow Nation that we fall under, we have a multitude of languages such as English and Afrikaans. Then we have our appointments to make sure that to keep track of who exactly has been booked for what and where on which specific date. Then we've got our track of customers to make sure who's going to come back and to avoid the whole issue of having to create a new file for them. Then we've also got our employees. These are the people, this could be anyone from a vet to a cleaner, or just the clerks working at the reception helping the people make the appointment. Then we've got our incident report, which unfortunately, with the whole issue of dealing with exotic pets, is needed because sometimes in the handling, someone can get hurt, either the animal themselves or the employee handling. Then we've also got to keep track of the medical record to see what exactly needs to be treated and have they received their medication or not. Then we've got payment because exotic pets are not cheap. We have to keep track of who paid on what specific date and what amount the pet was worth. Then we've got a list of our pets to make sure that we have the pet that is sought after to not to avoid the issue of false advertising, and also to keep track of who has been adopted in and who's still available for it. Then we've got to keep track of how we're paying our employees, which is where the salary statement comes in. Then we've got the salary type to also help with that function. Then we've also got to keep track of where we've stored the specific animals. So we'll have the site function to the select site function because with the many animals that are kept here, a lot of them will need different requirements. Now I've got to hand over, after showing you the species query, I've got to hand over to my colleague Sino so she can explain the rest of our functionality. Hi guys, so I will be explaining the rest of the queries. Now, most of these queries are report-based queries. So first, I'll be starting with the latest incident reports. This will show us the most recent incident reports that we've had with our pets on site, and then we will move on to retrieving our species, but this will be ordered through their site score. So this is basically the endangerment of each species. As you can see, they are scored through 1 to 3. And then we will move on to the availability of our pets. This will show us which pet is available for adoption or which has been adopted yet or not. Then we will move on to banking details. This is just to assist our reports so that we can have the first 5 digits of our banking details, as banking details are very long. So this is just for easier reading. Then we will move on to all adoptions made from the current year. And then we will move on to our average pet price. So this takes all the prices of our pets and creates an average for that. Next, we'll be looking at the lifespan of our pets. Now, this is to assist our employees in advising our customers of how long they should be expecting their pets to be alive, underneath the condition that they are taken care of properly. And then we'll be moving to our pets who have had more than 5 medical checkups. This also assists us in identifying our sickly pets and adjusting our prices for that. So the higher our checkups for a pet, the likelihood that their price will drop as they are seen as a problematic pet. Moving on to our adoption agents. This is just to group our agents with the customers to see which employee has been assigned to which customer and if their appointment has been honored. Moving to our pets that have not been adopted, this is through checking their microchip ID, so we can see which pet has not been adopted yet. Next, we'll move on to the customers that have adopted endangered species. Now, this is to identify customers that have adopted species that have a site score more than 2. And then moving to our no-show appointment rate. This is to identify statistics on how many appointments have not been honored through a period of time. Then we're moving on to our top performing adopting agents. This shows us who exactly has been bringing in the most revenue to the business through checking their adoption, the appointment tables, customers that they've been assigned to, and the amount of payments that the customer has paid. This is all to show which agent has been performing the best. Then we are moving to our payments for each customer. Now, this is to show the total amount of payments each customer has made, as a customer can make multiple adoptions. And then we're moving to our available pet and species. This is just to show which pet and which species they fall under to assist employees in advising the customers of which pet and which species they fall under for what they are looking for specifically. And with that, we have all the queries needed to have efficient business operations for exotic pets. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it. And yeah.
Brought to you by Exotic Pet Express, where you can get your pet quick.